Happy New Year to all the beautiful brown girls. Welcome to the replay for those of you who are tuning into the replay, and welcome to the live for those of you who are here for the live. We are back. It is 2023, and we are back with Brown Girl Boss. Hey, y'all. I see y'all getting in here, so go ahead and start introducing yourselves in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know if this is your very first time hanging out with me on Brown Girl Boss. Hey, Irma. So excited to be back. It feels like it has been forever. We took a month off at Beautiful Brown Girls to, kind of rested and let the new year get itself together. And y'all, it feels like it's been a minute, okay? So I'm glad to be back. We have a really, really, really special guest tonight, y'all. I am so excited for this. But before we do all of that, y'all, we got to handle the business, okay? So first things first, make sure that you have said hey in the comments, that you've introduced yourself, that you have let me know where you are watching from. So I see Whitney is checking in from Fort Lauderdale in the house. Welcome to the party, boo. So go ahead and make sure that you do that. Also, want to make sure that you get some people in here, y'all. We got to get back into the swing of things, right? We don't have this time off, so we gotta let the people know we back, okay? We back and we here, and they need to be here with us, okay? So if you will, pause right now, share the broadcast on your page, tag some of your friends in the comments so that they know to come and hang out with us. And if this is your very first time hanging out, of course, let me know that in the comments. So I see Latanya's first time. Welcome, boo, hanging out from Virginia. Excited to have you here. We have Irma who is checking in from Queens. Anita says she is in the hizas. Okay. We have Lori here from Evansville, Indiana. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Now, I am going to take my own advice. I am going to actually share, but I don't do a really good job at multitasking, y'all. So give me just a second because I need to share on my page as well so that people know that we are back. Okay, we are back in the swing of things. So let me get this shared. And boom, I shared it on my page as well. All right, so we got Regina, who is here from Georgia. And then we have Eugenia, who is here from, what is that, Menifee, Cali? Cali in the house. Where is that close to, girl? I don't even know where that's at. Tell me where that's close to. Yeah, y'all. So let me get myself together because I be getting excited and then I forget what I'm supposed to do. So, again, if you have not done so already, make sure that you've said hey in the comments, that you have introduced yourself in the comments, that you've let me know where you're watching from in the comments, and also let me know if this is your very first time hanging out with me on Brown Girl Boss. Okay, so I know we do have a few first timers. So and it's our first time back, right? So I want to make sure that I do like our official welcome and such so that you all know what you are watching. So if you'll forgive me, y'all, I got a couple of screens open here. So let me get my frames together in things. Okay. In Riverside County. Girl, I still don't even know, but that's all right. We're glad you're here, love. We're glad that you found us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about what we are doing here today and what you are watching. So good evening and welcome to BBG TV Brown Girl Boss. This is our virtual platform that allows us to connect with other like minded women who are on a mission to live their very best lives. We come to you weekly with programming that will challenge and inspire you and get the conversation going to connect with other beautiful brown girls. My name is Kimberland, and I am coming to you all from Medellin, Colombia, in South America. I have relocated my life. If you all were here with me before the break, I was living in Mexico City. I have now moved to Medellin in Colombia, and it is absolutely beautiful. So if anybody is looking to pick up their lives, I can help you do that. All right. So we have Tish, who is here from Detroit. Yeah, Whitney girl. I had to roll on out, girl. Um, so, yes, we are ready for what we are going to do tonight. But first, before we get started, I want to give you a little bit of background information about Beautiful Brown Girls in the event that this is your very first time hanging out with us. We already know we have a few first timers. So, I just want to kind of set the tone, right? So, you know what we have going on here. So, Beautiful Brown Girls thrives on sisterhood, support, and self care. Those are our tenants. That's what we are all about. We are here to create authentic friendships, swap stories, experiences, and ideas around our shared mission of love, inspiration, and acceptance. We create spaces for beautiful brown girls in our local, in real life areas, in globally, and virtually, right? So, this is really your place to be able to connect with women who think just like you, for you to maybe meet your next best friend. So that's why I tell you all to introduce yourselves in the comments and let us know where you're watching from, because you just might meet somebody who is in your area, and then you'll have that opportunity to connect with them. All right. So I do have a question for you all that I want to know. And my question is, how did you get connected to Beautiful Brown Girls? How did you get connected to Beautiful Brown Girls? And in what year did you get connected to Beautiful Brown Girls? So if you will share that for me in the comments. Again, how did you get connected to Beautiful Brown Girls? And what year was that you got connected to Beautiful Brown Girls? Go ahead and drop that into the comments for me. And I am going to let you know about our guests while you all do that. So, Beautiful Brown Girls was founded in 2010 as a safe space community for women of color to access hours of life changing discussion. It was curated to help women glow up in every aspect of life, create genuine friendships, build a support system, and thrive. Currently, Beautiful Brown Girls impacts over 64,000 women. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that we have 64,000 people that are connected to Beautiful Brown Girls? So all of you have an origin story of how you found us here at Beautiful Brown Girls. It might have been someone tagging you and watching a show, or maybe somebody invited you to come to one of our meetups or through sister circles. But however you found us, we're extremely happy that you're here. So again, go ahead and drop into the comments for me how you connected and what year that was that you got connected. All right, all right. So let me see. Okay, Marvella said 2022. So last year on Facebook. Okay, yesterday. Throwing us up. Well, welcome, honey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Tiff says she discovered the group in a meetup app at the end of last year. Latanya said she was looking for a brunch outing and the group showed up in Facebook yesterday. Oh my gosh. Lori said last year a friend found the organization on Facebook. Dee is here with us. She said she got connected. She was looking for some new things to do socially, went online and popped up. One of the best decisions that she has made and has been here since 2022. And Whitney says she just stumbled upon us in 2022. Okay, okay, okay. But thank y'all for sharing that. So I want to take y'all on a trip in the Wayback Machine just a little bit, right? To the origin of Beautiful Brown Girls. So the year was 2010, and our founder, Christina Duren, had recently moved, and she was looking for friends. She wanted to find some friends and enter Beautiful Brown Girls Brunch Club. And here we stand almost 13 years later. And we're so much more than a brunch club now, y'all. Like I told you, we have over 64,000 members. We have over 40 in person chapters. We've got a virtual arm. We've got a lot of things that you can get connected to through Beautiful Brown Girls. And Christina believes that Beautiful Brown Girls is proof of what can happen when you find your people. Not only can you create authentic bonds over a delicious meal, but you can also become an agent for change in your community. And guess who we got on with us, y'all, tonight? We have the pleasure of having our CEO and founder, our chief brown girl in charge, Christina Duren. Make sure that you drop your questions in the chat for her, right, while we have her here. But most importantly, y'all, let's give her some love, okay? So let's get Christina in here. Hey, Christina!
Hello, ladies. Hello, hello.
I am so excited that you accepted my invitation to be on the show because many people do not know the face. And I need the people to know the face, Christina.
I'm always usually behind the scenes. I'll be in the chat with y'all during the show. So I have connected with so many ladies that I see in the chat. It's so funny. But I'm excited to be live in front of you all too.
Yes, yes, y'all. I got her to come on, y'all. Dragged her out the comments. Was like, ma'am, the people need to see you, ma'am. So she is here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Well, let's get started because we got a lot of stuff that we want to talk about. And I kind of gave like this real broad overview of how Beautiful Brown Girl started. But I would like for you to take us in your Wayback Machine and talk to us about the founding of Beautiful Brown Girls, how it came about, and whatever else that you want to share about that origin story.
Yeah, I feel like it was yesterday, which is crazy to say it was almost 13 years ago. But I was living in New York City, and I'm originally from Miami, so I was actually moving back home to Miami. And I once I got back home, was still kind of connected with high school friends and things like that because I had spent most of my adult life outside of Florida. So all the connections I made were still there. So I'm back home and I have my high school friends, and I'm like, I need people, that I feel like I want to connect with now. But I didn't know where they were. I'm like, where do I go? You don't meet people really at the club or at the bar because they look
Right.
you look crazy coming up to people, trying to
Well, you
be a
see
friend. So I said, what did I do back in New York when I moved there? Because I was brand new to New York and I cultivated a community there. What was the thing that really helped me build that foundation? And it was brunch. My In New York City, the brunch culture back then was huge. We did brunch all the time, my friends and I. But it was more than brunch then too. It was a woosah moment for my girlfriends and I to just talk about all the foolishness from the week, talk about things that are coming up, and we just left feeling like recharged and reset and
that?
empowered. And that from there, moving from New York to Florida, I wanted to recreate that feeling for myself of where can I
Mm,
go to meet like-minded people in a very fun social space where I don't have to come in feeling like I need to have my business cards ready to network
right.
with that.
Yeah.
So that's really how it started. I planned a brunch for myself. It's so funny. My aunt was like, "I'm going to the first brunch because I don't know who these internet people are." Because I had posted it on Meetup, and your older people in your family like, "I
Yeah.
needed somebody on the internet."
Right. And that was back in 2010, so it still wasn't like as normal and common as it is today.
Exactly. So she came with me, and we had 10 ladies show up in South Florida, and we stayed at the restaurant for 4 hours,
Oh,
literally
wow.
talking, laughing, having a great time. And we were like, we would have never found each other if it wasn't for this platform. So that really instilled in me of people like me are looking for people like me, and people in general are looking to connect with other people. And that was like struck gold in my mind. This is a space that's needed. A few
Mm,
months into it, I also experienced, unfortunately, the death of my cousin through suicide.
mm.
She
Oh,
and I
wow.
grew up together. She was my sister friend, as a kid
Yeah.
growing up, and life got in the way, and she could not, see past that day, and unfortunately took her own life. And that really awoke in me that we're not only yearning for connection, but we need that. in terms of life and death, really. It's
Yeah.
part of our DNA to have someone there to have your back and encourage you and empower you. And that really put the battery in my back that day of this space is needed to be here for forever, hopefully. And
Mm.
that's the origin of the Beautiful
Yeah.
Girls Brunch Club.
I love that. Because this is the thing, like this, as real adults, I still be like wrapping my mind around the fact that sometimes like I'm a real adult because I be like, "Ooh, let me grow up." But as real adults, it is kind of difficult to make new friends, right? So it's like you have your core set of friends from college, or your friends maybe that you met through a work environment, but as time goes on, it's like, how do you make new friends? Like you said, do you just walk up to somebody like, "Hi, I would
Right.
like to be your friend now"? Like, how does that work? So I know for me personally, Beautiful Brown Girls has been a way for me to connect with people again that I would have never had the opportunity to come across. I would have never had the opportunity to even know that they too were looking for friends and looking for some type of connection, right? So it
Yeah.
really is a soft entry and a safe place to be able to meet people
Yeah.
that are thinking about the same types of things. Like you said, it's not like I gotta have my business card and all that kind of stuff. It's like I could just show up and be me and have fun. And now I get to see the best of other people and connect to them as well.
100%. And we
Yeah,
always try to create that environment of all are welcome. Come as you are. You are enough as you are, and we're gonna have a good day, a good time. Sometimes people
yeah.
are just coming for that woosah moment, and we want to create that space for them as well too, because life is hard, and
Life be life.
for sure, and you need that encouraging, empowering person, whoever that may be, to help you along the way.
So talk to us a little bit about the growth journey, right? Because you said it started with you and this group of 10 women in Miami. How do we get to over 64,000 people? Like, oh my God, that is serious.
I know. So that's a great question. And it's not an overnight process. That the one thing sometimes about entrepreneurship, because it pushed me into entrepreneurship. It was a hobby. It was not even a
Mm,
side hustle. It was something I was doing for fun for
right.
myself. And of course, as it began to grow, it's like, okay, I want to make sure this is sustainable. That was really the word
Hmm.
that kept coming to me, of sustainable and what that looks like and feels like. So for me, and thinking of growing it, I said, our brunch events are different than just going to brunch. Our organizers are setting the stage for
Hmm.
connections to be made. They are helping break the ice and making sure everyone comes in feeling welcomed. So we put together kind of a blueprint of how to run a Beautiful Brown Girls brunch, based
Hmm.
off of what we were just doing here in South Florida. I had a friend of mine who was in New York with me, moved back home to LA, my same exact
Hmm.
situation, and said, Christina, I need to find friends. She said, let's bring Beautiful Brown Girls to LA. I was like,
Yes.
I had never even thought of that. And to think, the thought didn't come into my mind other than a sister telling me, let's expand this. So I was
Mm.
like, wow, to think how that mission is already showcasing that it'll propel me into other things. We then used that blueprint for South Florida and launched in LA. And it just continued to launch after that. Other members from LA moved to other cities and called me and said, Christina, bring Beautiful Brown Girls to South.
Yes.
And it purely organically, word of mouth, grew from there. We also did a ton of, highlighting what we were doing on social media so that others can see it's possible. Because that's the thing too, to say, hey, I'm going to go find friends sounds impossible. So
Right.
showcase and highlight what we were doing so that people felt comfortable knowing that it's very easy. It's just brunch. It's a good fun time, and that in itself, through word of mouth, grew Beautiful Brown
Wow.
Girls.
Wow. If that's not a testament to how powerful our words are and like how much impact we can make, that it literally is like, okay, I want to take this. I want, not you, it's like, hey, we need to have this over here. Okay. Yeah. What I need to do, because we need to have this here. Right. And then that just spreading through people, that does a lot for the type of impact that you have created here.
Yeah, I'm grateful. And I'm grateful more so because after 13 years, we're still very mission forward. I mean, quality is of utmost importance to me. Behind the scenes, the team knows quality is what we want to put out there,
Yeah.
just because we want to make sure we're providing that safe space that feels good and makes you want to come back.
Yeah, yeah, and it does. It really does. So, I have a question, and I'm going to pose it to the audience as well. But my question is, what is your best memory? And I know it might be hard. It's been 13 years, right? But what is your best memory of this process of Beautiful Brown Girls? Like, what bubbles to the surface for you?
I have a lot of memories. I'll say two memories. One
Okay.
being, and it's an ongoing thing. I love to see other members connect online. So of course I friend people and then I see they friended someone else from the group and then I see them talking and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Like that never gets old to me. Like that truly is the most exciting part of running this organization. I also found my very best friends through Beautiful Brown Girls. So I am a testament to being able to form and build my sister circle tribe through Beautiful Brown Girls. The second thing that I feel like is one of my best memories is Michelle Obama. Beautiful Brown Girls did participate in her When We All Vote initiative, and that was
Yes.
doing brunch events to do get voter registration up because we are the change that we need in our community. And Michelle Obama's team did invite me to open up for her for one of their When We All Vote events in South Florida. And I got to actually meet her face to face. And she said she was a beautiful brown girl too. And the fact that she knows that now, or even knows beautiful brown girls, is more than enough for me. And that was one of a memory that I'll probably remember for a lifetime for sure.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite memories as well. I wasn't there, but it was just like, oh my God, she got a chance for me. What you got? Oh my, yeah. Like that for me was one of the things where I knew that this is going somewhere big. And at the time, because when was that? That was like 2018, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was like, I had only, so I didn't share with you all when I found Beautiful Brown Girls. So a friend of mine actually tagged me in a post that you were looking for a virtual talk show host. And I had just shared with that friend that I was like, I feel like I need to be like a talk show host or something. I be having all this stuff to say, right?
You can
And
improve
she
this.
came across the post, and that's how I found Beautiful Brown Girls. So I remember, like at the time, I was trying to familiarize myself with everything and really understand, what this mission was because I felt it. I just felt something in my spirit, like, "Ooh, this is big." And then when you shared that you were going to have the opportunity to meet Michelle Obama, I was like, "Oh yeah, you in the right places. This is the right place." Yes. So
Yeah.
having said that, talk to me a little bit and talk to us a little bit about where you see Beautiful Brown Girls heading. Let's say the next 3 to 5 years. Like what are the things that are on your plate that you really want to make sure you elevate?
That's a good question. I don't know about 5 years, but I can give you 3 years.
Okay, we'll take three. We'll
Things
take
move
three.
so quickly. We recently announced that we are launching our nonprofit foundation. So currently, we have our in person events with our local community organizers. We have 41 groups. We just launched one group today, which has not been
Where? Where?
announced. uh,
Where's the new one?
we are launching in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay.
But we haven't put that out there yet. But heard it first from me. But
First for you.
we have our local groups, which we do our monthly brunch events. We have our virtual platform where you can connect with like minded ladies right from your fingertips on our app, as well as join our virtual meetups to connect with ladies locally and globally too. But we want to go to the next step, which is our nonprofit foundation that we just announced that we are building our board of directors for, and that is will be specifically focused on programming and resources that focuses on the everyday stressors Black women, brown and Black women deal with. It's those 8 dimensions of wellness that we sometimes don't always think about, which is financial, spiritual, occupational, what's going on at work,
Yeah.
programming and content that really will help to just get through the day-to-day life stresses that we encounter as women of color. With Beautiful Brown Girls, our goal is focusing on the brown girl as a whole. Yes, our connections matter. Yes, our tribe and our circle matters. But when we go home, we're one of one at that point. We're by ourselves.
Yeah.
And being whole and healthy within ourselves is part of my life's mission for sure, of creating impact for Black women to feel like they have a community, they have the knowledge they need, and then moves us into action. So
Hmm.
that is where we're moving to now, our foundation and building that. We also have Girlfriends Getaway that happens on an annually basis, so that's coming up in the next year. But it's growing. I'm kind of letting God lead. I am the
Amen.
vessel that He uses to move through, and I kind of listen and wait. I'm one of those people, and I'm a preacher's kid, so I'm not going to preach on here today. But a lot of listening and letting Him lead me. So I want to be
Yeah.
in the spaces that create impact, and we want to do that carefully and also do that intentionally. So next is our
Mm.
foundation for our nonprofit.
I love that. I love that. I was so excited to hear about that because I definitely think that's going to be a great avenue to burst into. And there are so many opportunities that come with that. C had a question. She said, how important are affirmations in our community?
Very important. We consistently are posting affirmations, sharing affirmations. It is an everyday thing to stay healthy and whole. It is something that requires work and requires reminders to ourselves,
Mhm.
because I myself, I mean, I can easily say, am I the person that should be leading this company? I consistently doubt myself. Imposter syndrome
Mm.
is a big thing. But the affirmations that I set for myself on a daily basis keep me thinking, moving forward, moving forward,
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
step, that next moment. So it is super important for us, and something we encourage for sure within our community.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you mentioned that you said you listen to God and you just kind of sit still to figure out what's happening. And then you also just brought up imposter syndrome just a moment ago. So what I'm wondering is how do you know that you are moving in the right direction? Like, how does that manifest for you that you're like, okay, I know this is the step that I need to take?
That's a good question. I think it has a lot to do with the impact that is made from what we're doing. We want to make sure that people are walking away with some kind of takeaway from what we're providing. And once we see that that is multiplied, then that makes me feel that I'm going in the right direction. Also, sometimes I do know things take longer than what we expect. So it is also trusting the process too,
Hmm.
and having faith that I feel that this was the vision that was given to me, and if a vision is given to you, provision will be given to you as well too.
Hmm.
So I feel
Hmm.
always in the sense of doing as directed, paying attention to the impact that it's providing, but also knowing that it may not be an overnight success, giving it the time it needs to play itself out, and being patient.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this is one of those questions that as um, women, but specifically as brown women, we find ourselves in situations where we're often questioning, am I doing the right thing? Or what the, like, I think I've had this vision, but was that the spaghetti or was that the actual vision? So
Right.
do you get like certain confirmations in the early stages of getting these ideas that give you comfort in knowing that okay, this is I'm clear. I heard this. This is what I'm gonna
One for sure is trusting my gut. Like,
do. Hmm.
listen to yourself and don't lie to
Hmm.
yourself because we will lie to ourselves all day and night. You got to get really real with yourself. Like, listen, we know where we need to be to just live and function and pay our bills and all of those things. That is the pure, honest facts of a lot of things. So, it
Hmm.
is knowing that and trusting your gut when you feel that the impact that I thought I was going to be making is not really showing up in the fruits of my labor. And then it is taking a step back. I'm constantly, not to get too preachy, but I stay in prayer, like reveal
Hmm.
consistently. And I feel prayer does show a lot to me, but I listen to the insides of myself. Does this feel good for me? Does this energy
Hmm.
feel good to me? Because I don't want to create something that's now more of a burden on myself. So it is
Yeah.
being in tune with yourself as well too when you are trying new things.
Yeah, I love that. That's something I've also been working on is I recently rebranded myself as an intuitive melanated life coach because I was like heavy on this intuition though because I feel like as Black women, we have spent so much time disconnected from our bodies that we have trained ourselves to ignore signs, and we've trained ourselves to kind of just follow a prescription, if you will, as opposed to following our spirit and what our gut is telling us. So one of the things that I wanted to be super intentional about this upcoming year is making sure that I'm listening to how things feel in my body.
Yeah.
Right. And you just mentioned it, like what does the energy feel like? Does this bring me joy? That was my question for 2022. Does this bring me joy? Does this person, does this experience, does this jacket, does this lipstick, like, does this bring me joy? And if it doesn't bring me joy, then I would pivot to something that did bring me joy. So I appreciate you saying that you kind of sit still, but really listening to your gut and allowing your body and your spirit to tell you, yes, this is it, or no, let's shift a little bit and maybe move over here.
Yeah. Agree. And
So
that's
Irma
how
has
I
a.
stay in
I'm
tune
sorry, go
with
ahead.
for sure. No, I was just saying that's how I stay in tune as well too.
Yeah. So Irma wanted to know, why do you think it's so difficult for Black women to connect and find friends?
Well, I won't say it's difficult. I don't know if the word is difficult. Finding friends in general is not easy for anyone just because the
Hmm.
nature of how the connection works. It's just also like finding a relationship. You're trying
Hmm.
things out, seeing what works for you. I think what often happens is sometimes we forget that every single person is a human being and going
Mm.
through life. And we sometimes want our friendships to stack up a certain way. It got to do
Yeah.
this, it got to do that. And it's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. Being clear on what you want in a friendship is important. But it also what happens is it can because you have that laundry list, you begin to start cutting people off quickly, not letting things fully play out, or treating the friendship for what it is. Sometimes our expectation is here and the friendship is here. And it's like, okay, let's be friends here and that's fine, but let me continue looking for my friend that's here.
Hmm.
So we sometimes
Hmm.
say, you didn't check that box, so bye, girl.
Hmm.
And I feel like that is the part where we lose when we so quickly go against this list of things where we do want transactional friendships. But sometimes I've been in friendships. I have a friend who's been my best friend for forever. We fell out several times in our friendship. However, our conversation going into fixing things were, this does not end in us ending our friendship. This
Mm.
conversation does not end and this is over. That
Hmm.
made both of us feel more safer, saying,
Yeah.
we're really friends. We just trying to
Yeah.
work this out right now.
Yeah. We
So
just
it
going
comes
through something right now.
from a place of love, then let me tell my side, defensive. So sometimes we have to take a step back and really evaluate the whole of a friendship. And sometimes friendships do need to end if you don't feel like it is happening, it is something that's a benefit to both of you. But in general, it is all about meeting people where they are, but also being clear with what you want in your life. So it's kind
Mm.
of being open minded too. So hopefully
Mm.
I answered that question.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder what we look for in friends, like what our list is, for lack of a better way to put it, because I think if we get clear on what that is, then it may be a lot easier to find friends because we're clear in what we're looking for, you know.
Yeah. And we're
So
open on all levels. I may have a
yeah,
friend who just texts me here and there. Okay. I may have a friend who we do hang out more. Okay. So it's several levels to it, but we only see friendship being we hang out every day, we talk every day. It's so there it's being open-minded to people come in to your life at a certain level and placing them there and not over-indexing to.
yeah, I love that. I love that. I think I have been guilty in the past of placing unrealistic expectations on friends, as well as some folks that place unrealistic expectations on me. So, for instance, a lot of my friends are married with kids. I'm not married and I don't have kids. So, like, they expect me to be available to babysit at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, I've got something to do. Like, my life doesn't really work like that. I need
Mhm.
more notice. Like, I can't do that. Right. So those expectations, right. And I think coming into it with understanding of meeting people where they are, right? And then putting the burden on myself to fill whatever gaps might be left, as opposed to expecting this person who is not capable of filling that role to adjust their whole life in order to suit me.
Right. And that's when the
Yeah,
resentment builds up. That's when I don't want to be her
right.
friend no more comes in. It's like that's when it
Yeah.
starts to go downhill real quick.
Yeah. So Regina had a question, and I want to kind of extend this as well, not just to each group, but just overall. Like, how do you ensure a non-judgmental environment? So within our groups, yes, but just in period, like when you're dealing with people, how do you ensure that you remain non-judgmental?
It always starts with self. Intention means everything. So if I am already speaking from a place of non judgment, it breaks down that barrier for a lot of other people to also speak from a place from non judgment. It
Mhm.
honestly boggles my mind that how sacred of a space we've created within our local groups, our virtual groups, all purely through them seeing the direction and intention from the leaders
Yeah,
and flowing from there. So I know that if this is a vision for me and I want non-judgment in my vision, I'm going to operate from that space and people will follow suit at that point. I know that's not a concrete answer, but that's just kind of what I've experienced. We teach a lot of train a lot of our organizers when coming on board. You set the intention, you set the energy in the space. People come
yeah,
can feel that. So if you're not in a good space, that can transfer as well too.
yeah,
And that's when the divisiveness does start. From the beginning, if we're all on one accord of what the mission is and what the outcome is and the why for us, that cuts out a lot of the judgment within this group.
yeah. I agree with that. It's interesting when you mentioned that your background, like your father, is in ministry. And a lot of the time that I spent in church specifically taught me to be judgmental. And I did not realize that until I really started unpacking what it looks like to extend grace to
Hmm.
people, and which is also right a tenet of of faith and what have you. But I wasn't seeing that in action, and it was really interesting when I started to actually embrace this concept of giving other people grace and
Yeah.
allowing people to, like you said earlier, be who they are. It like got rid of all the judgmental spirit that I had, because I would ask myself, like, what does that really have to do with me? Like, do I really need to pass an opinion on whatever? Like, it's not impacting my life. Like, why do I feel like I need to have something to say about whatever is happening?
Right.
And I leaned into this, let me just love. Let me just love people. And if I love people, then all the rest will follow. And that is our mission, is to
Yeah.
love people and to see people.
Yeah. For who they are
Yeah.
and be open and creating a space for them. I mean, my background is in service, really. I come from a background of serving others. So it kind of puts me in, like you said, that space of what are they going through? Because they may be projecting right now. So let me
Right,
just let them
right.
go through and I'm going to go over here. But that the fact that I didn't engage and go back and forth with them, they know not to ever come to me with going back and forth because that's just not who
Yeah,
I am as a person.
yeah,
So having that energy sets the tone for everything, really. And
yeah,
because a lot of our because our leaders in the space have that same intention and energy, and Kimberly can attest to that. I go through top to bottom the mission and what we're here
yeah,
for and what we're doing because that's the most
yeah,
important thing that we're doing,
yeah.
and it's always helped create a non-judgmental space for our group.
I love that. I love that so much. So I want to take a quick commercial break from the questions. I have some fun questions I want to ask you, but I want to remind you all that if you are not connected to us at Beautiful Brown Girls and you're thinking to yourself, like, I need this. Like, this is your first time hanging out with us. You're like, this, all of this. I need all of this. Or maybe you've been connected, but kind of peripherally, and you're looking. I feel like I'm doing an altar call. I'm not. I promise I'm not.
The doors are open.
The doors of Beautiful Brown Girls are now open. But no, for real. If you are really looking to say, I want a deeper connection, I'm really looking for some like minded folks. Maybe you've been looking for some friends. Maybe you recently relocated to a new area. And you're like, where the people? One of the ways that you can do that is by joining us in our members network. So we have some people there in the comments. So y'all go ahead on and testify in the comments, okay? That are very active in our members network. And our members network is our VIP space where we're free from the algorithm. I usually say we're free from the algorithm and all the things trying to hold the brown girl down, right? Because if you pay any attention to social media and all the stuff that's happening in the tech space, there's a lot of control and suppressing and all that kind of stuff that happens in those arenas, right? So, beautiful brown girls, we have our own social media network where we get to connect and we get to have classes and deep conversations and book clubs and workout opportunities and cooking classes. Like there are so many things over in our members network. So if you have not connected, go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com and there you will be able to connect with us. So I'm going to leave that up for a little bit in case you need to jump over there if you have not done so already. Okay. Now, having said that, I have some quick questions for you. And I just want you to give me whatever comes to your mind first. Okay. And if there is some type of brief explanation you want to add on to it, feel free. All right. So,
Okay.
my first questions are kind of like a this or that type of questions. And y'all who are watching, feel free. You can play as well in the comments. I think it would be interesting to see. So my first question is beach or mountains?
Beach. I'm a Florida girl through and through. No mountains.
Okay. No mountains at all. Have you been to the mountains before?
I have not. I mean, I will always try. it once. I'm not gonna say not forever, but if I had to choose between beach or mountains, catch me at the beach.
You going to the beach. Okay, she's going to the beach. Adina is with you. She said that she's going to the beach as well. I am actually a mountain girl. Believe it or not, I don't like sand, yo. Nah,
Interesting.
I don't like sand. Sand gets in every crack and crevices that you have, and I just no. I will look at it like I'll stand on the deck of the place, but I'm good. I'm good. All right, next question. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl, but I'm trying for 2023 to be an early bird, not a 5 a.m. early bird, maybe
Okay.
a 7, 8 a.m. early bird. But I
Okay.
may be a night owl. Like my best ideas come to me in the middle of the night. I'm always a person who's on my notes, things pop up, but a lot of things come to me at night.
Interesting. Okay. Now I want to know why you are trying to transition into being an early bird. I'm interested.
I just feel like it's my day is full of things. So outside of beautiful brown girls, I'm still working full time as well too. It's my choice because I just love what I do. Um, People don't normally say that, but because I have a full day, I'm trying to start earlier so I have enough time for my daughter, have enough time for
Hmm.
regular life. So that's why I'm trying to become a little bit of an earlier bird.
God bless you. I'm a night owl. Okay. My day really doesn't get started until maybe 11 a.m. And I'm probably up until about 3 a.m.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
I still get my 8 hours of sleep, but I don't wake up early unless I have to catch a plane. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. Can't do it. All right, next question. To nap or not to nap?
to nap, of course. Who is fighting naps? Stop doing that.
Some people don't nap. Some people be like, they can't go to sleep. They don't know how to take a nap. Listen, I'm just trying to find out if you part of this nap ministry,
I'm
okay?
not part of the I cannot nap. I will nap on a plane. I will nap if I need to anywhere in the car when I can nap. Nap.
See, look, Marvella said not to nap, right?
Really?
Regina said not to nap. There are some not nappers out here. I'm
Oh,
telling
I
you,
love
it's a
Lisa.
thing.
Yes, naps are a blessing. They are. Don't miss your blessing, y'all. Y'all out
I'm
here
trying to
clocking
tell you.
hours.
No, I had to take a nap tonight. I was like doing something. I was like, I'm gonna have to take a nap before I do the show because I need to make sure I have all my energy. Okay, it's
Yes,
a few not nappers here. I'm shocked.
I
Okay,
am
not nappers.
too.
Interesting. Okay, my next question: high heels or sneakers?
I can do both, but if I had to choose, I would probably do sneakers. I'm finding as I get older, my feet like to be flat. So if I had to choose, I want to be flat footed. But I love a nice high heel, though. Don't get me wrong. Sis will put on a heel and be okay with it too.
Okay, okay. You know, I don't even have any high heels with me.
Really? Well, you're traveling too, though. So,
When I had to make the decision about like what was going to get to come and what wasn't, I have one pair of boots that have a heel on them,
okay.
but I'm seeing sneakers. I've transitioned to team sneakers. I didn't even own any sneakers for a really long time, but yeah, now I'm team sneakers. So we got some sneakers in the audience here, and they're both depends on how I feel. I understand. I'll put on some heels, but listen, these knees ain't megging like they used to. Okay, so it'd be kind of like a short run on that. Adina said if I could heels with sneakers. Marvella said love a heel, love a heel. Okay. All right. Next question. Let's see. Which music artist are you feeling right now?
Oh, right now,
Hmm.
SZA is on my
Okay.
playlist. I love
The
SZA.
new project.
the new project. But I'm also a
Okay.
person who has a playlist of old songs that I consistently listen to over and over and over and over again. Um,
Okay.
but for the new stuff, SZA is my girl. I love Rihanna. That's my girl. Of course, Queen Beyonce will stay in heavy rotation at all times.
Absolutely.
I'm a hip hop girl too. I love Jay-Z. I love Nas. Um, I love a lot of new stuff coming out too. I love that Kendrick Lamar's back. Stuff like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I'm listening to. A
Mm-hmm.
neo soul hip hop mix is what I kind of gravitate to.
Love it. Love it. I think for me right now, Janae Aiko has made a return
Hmm.
recently, and Ari Lennox.
Oh, I love both of them too. Okay.
Yeah, that new Ari Lennox, that new Ari Lennox jam, that project. That's my jam. That's my jam right there. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. What is the last series that you streamed?
Hmm. So I don't get to watch a lot of TV, y'all. I watch it here and there. I do catch up on a lot of things so randomly. I will say the last thing I streamed was over the holiday break. I watched the Best Man series.
I
Um,
can't believe. No spoilers, please.
no spoiler alert. No
No
spoiler.
spoilers.
But I that was I hadn't streamed anything for a minute since then, so that was the last thing I streamed, and it was pretty good. So if you haven't seen it, I would recommend
Okay.
it. It starts off slow, but it gets good in the end.
Yeah, I gotta figure out a way. Being out the country, there are like permissions on some of these shows that, and I can't use a VPN. I thought I was gonna be able to use my VPN and get around it. Like, yeah, I'm in the United States, and it was like, nah, girl, you can't watch this. And I was
Wow.
like, really sad. So yeah, I haven't been able to watch it. But the last thing that I streamed and am currently streaming is actually the show Suits. So
Mm.
if you're familiar with Meghan Markle, I had watched Harry and Meghan's Netflix special, right? So I watched that, and it really got me interested because some of her co-stars were on there, and they were talking about her and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, "Can this girl really act? Like, let me see." Listen, I am on season 4 of
Wow.
Suits, and it is 9 seasons. Each season has like 12, 13 episodes. I am on season 4. I had no idea. I had
Now
listen. If
I'm gonna
y'all
check
ain't
it
seen it,
out.
it is so good. It is so good. See, Whitney said yes. It is so good. So yeah, definitely check that out. That's what I have been streaming right now. Okay, next question. What is it about paydays that you love so
I made a
much?
post. Listen, I saw Payday in the gas. What was I at the gas station, or I was just at like CVS or Walgreens, and it just brought me back to my childhood. I used to get Payday candies from events we used to go to, and I just loved them. So when I saw it, I bought a big king size, and I hid it in my purse from all the other people in the house because they want all my things. And when I tell you how excited I got when I found it, because I pretty much hid it from myself, I forgot it was there.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
found it. I was like, this is a treat. But it reminds me so much of my childhood, of little treats I used to get at certain events. But just my random thing. I love paydays.
I saw that post the other day. I don't think I've ever eaten a payday. I don't think I've ever no.
You're missing. Try one. It's the caramel,
Yeah.
I think, that I like the most.
Oh, it has caramel. I'm a Snickers girl.
Mm.
So payday like doesn't have chocolate though, right?
I don't think so. I think it's mainly caramel
Okay.
and peanut.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna send you a
Report
picture
back.
and I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know what that looks like and sounds like. So I have one more question, but first, oh Marvella says she likes them as well. Eugenia too. There are some payday fans out here. That is
My
so funny.
payday sisters.
I
Yes.
have never had. I ain't never had one. Um, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna let y'all know. So a moment ago, you mentioned like all the things that you are doing. You're still working. You are a mom. You are a CEO. You are a friend. You are a daughter. Like, how do you balance it all?
I don't. No, honestly, I had to come to peace with balls are gonna drop. And I'm
Mm,
not gonna be able to catch them all. And that has given helped me give myself grace as well
yeah.
too. I cannot give 100% to everything at all the time. Sometimes I have to be honest with people, and that's the thing too. Not just honesty with myself, honesty with the people around me that are affected by this.
Yeah.
My daughter may not see me, tonight because I'm on BBG TV or things like
Hmm.
that. But I have also brought her into the process of what it's like to be an entrepreneur, and she understands that that does take time away from,
Yeah.
our hanging out and things, but it's not done maliciously. So that she gives me some grace as well too. So it is knowing that
I love
I'm going
that.
to drop some balls and I'm going to be honest with people that I can't do everything, but I'm going to do what I can do and do that at my utmost best at that moment, whether that be giving 25% to it. That was my best at that moment,
Hmm.
and being
Hmm.
okay with that. So balance is unheard of, and honestly, not a realistic thought. I feel like when we try to beat ourselves up to try to do it all, because we can't. We can just only do what we can do and do it at our best.
I hear that. I hear that, and I receive that in a major way. So my last thing that I want you to do is I want you to finish the statement. Christina is
Kimberly, you should have emailed me this beforehand.
no,
Wait a minute.
no, because I want
Uh,
your spirit to tell you what to say.
Christina is Christina is love. All that I do, I try to move through a place of love, and love is acceptance to me. Love is,
Yeah,
being able to give that grace to others and hope the same grace for myself. So I would say Christina is love. Everything I do, I try to do rooted in love, including Beautiful Brown Girls. And hopefully, those who have been a part of Beautiful Brown Girls for even just from yesterday can feel that, from all of what we provide to the community.
I love that. I love that. That was a good answer. See?
Okay, good.
Oh, no, it was an honest answer. So those are the best ones, right? No, I love that. I definitely can firsthand testify to feeling the love and it being fueling for me as being a part of this community and knowing that this community is a safe space for me to bring my whole self and to just exist in that, right? And that's not always the case. So it is felt and it does translate over into how we show up in these spaces. Yeah, Marvella said caring. Yeah,
I will for sure shout out to all of the Beautiful Brown Girls team because the balance question, it's not just me, y'all. It is
yeah.
too many things for it just to be me. You see me a lot, of course, because I'm also an active member. But people like Kimberlyn, I see tons of local community organizers in the chat today. Shout out your meetup groups and your locations. But it's people like you all who really are also mission forward and wanting to see the vision and mission of Beautiful Brown Girls succeed. So it's been an amazing experience because of the team that is surrounded with this as well too.
Yeah. Yeah, you built something great here, ma'am. I hope that you are extremely proud and that you kind of just take some time to reflect on from whence you've come and from whence Beautiful Brown Girls has come, and that when those moments, when imposter syndrome tries to sneak in, that you're able to go to the data and really know that this idea that you had is impacting women across the world.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get to say that. So it's huge. And I hope that you just kind of take some time to sit in that and marinate in that and allow that to give you all the feels and all the energy, because those of us who are marching with you in this journey, we feel it. And that is why we are so committed, because it is obvious that it came from a place of love, and love is contagious, and love conquers all. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you
Yeah.
for having me. I'm so excited to kick off Brown Girl Boss with my story. I look forward to all the other Brown Girl bosses. I'm also just like y'all in the comments, taking notes, writing things down. So we've got some great programming coming up for the year, and I look forward to that.
Yeah, so let's let you all know how to get connected. Okay, so in the event that this was your very first time hanging out with us here, we want to make sure that you know how to find us, y'all. So make sure that you go to beautifulbrowngirls.com. There you will be able to see if there is an in person chapter in your area. You'll also be able to see those of us who are on the team and get a little bit more information about Beautiful Brown Girls, our mission, and everything that we are working on. Also, make sure you go to our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls. Join our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded. Follow us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown You. Also, again, if you have not had the pleasure of connecting in our members community, please go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com. There you will be able to connect on a deeper level with women across the world who are just looking for a safe space for brown women. All right. So definitely make sure you connect there. And then also when you're done with all that, y'all, make sure y'all connect with me too, okay? Because I'm out here doing all kinds of stuff and stuff. So if you will go over to my website is derrickimberlandjackson.com. I also have a platform called Minding My Black Ass Business where I frolic and I advocate and I just dance and I'm just out here doing all sorts of things. So I would love if you would connect with me there as well. So having said that, Christina, any final words that you want to leave for our community before we go?
Final words. This is your year. Make this year your year through your actions, through your words. All that you do starts should start and end with having an amazing year, and that starts with you. Of course, life is gonna life. Things are gonna happen, but as long as you hold steady to wanting amazing and wanting great, it will manifest. And you will have a support circle of sisters there to encourage you along the way through Beautiful Brown Girls.
I love that. All right, y'all. This was the first episode of Brown Girl Boss for 2023. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We will be here every other Wednesday. We have some amazing guests that are planned for this year. So definitely want to make sure that you are connected, that you got your notifications on, that you got all the things, okay? Because we don't want you to miss out on anything. So, having said that, y'all, we're going to give y'all back the rest of your night. Christina, thank you again for hanging out with us and allowing us to get a little glimpse inside your life and, and the process that has gone into building this amazing community. So, on that note, y'all, we wish y'all a wonderful evening and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye, y'all.